each team area list. Their hours will be from 8 in the morning till 8 p.m. So one will take the morning half and the other will take the afternoon half. So we can attend meetings and get the citizen observer out and about in the morning. So.
Other questions?
Other than that, I can open up for questions.
Captain, just a couple of questions. One, or two regard things that happen in our neighborhood over at Aberwood. Do you have any leads on the Glasgow St homicides? And then the second question is about a raid that took place on Inverary probably a month and a half back. I understand it was related to narcotics, or they found something, and Inverary and maybe Brisbane, or Sunderland.
Yeah.
Sunderland.
Well, the first question, the Glasgow homicide has been turned over to the Michigan State Police as the lead agency, and that was done shortly. It was about 45 days after the incident occurred. So Michigan State Police has had that as the lead agency since then. So it's hard for me to give you any updates because it's an ongoing investigation. I can tell you that they are making progress. They have been able to work through some leads that have been given to them, and they're still waiting on some forensic type of evidence. But because it's an ongoing investigation, I'm not allowed to give a lot of information on that. The Michigan State Police is the lead agency on that.
Was it turned over because of the complexity of the case, or?
Well, it would allow us to use all our federal and local resources throughout not only this Lansing area, but throughout the state. It would enable to give us a better base for our resources.
Sure.
I don't have the specifics on the Inverary in Sunderland raid, but I can certainly get that and get back with you.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Claude?
Not questions necessarily, but maybe they are. There was some discussion at City Council a couple of weeks ago about having a way to check off on city income taxes. Refunds would go to 4 areas. And one of them, I think, was for overtime for police officers, if I'm not mistaken. And I wonder how are we progressing with that idea?
We actually have on the 27th of August an Intergovernmental Relations Committee meeting, and we are actually going to probably see our first craft of what those options would be, along with any other millage or tax increase type of proposals that council would be crafting. That came out of the last Councilmember Jeffries during last budget cycle suggestion of let's increase taxes, but at the 11th hour with no kind of lead time. So this committee has been charged with actually looking at all of those options and how we would then implement it. So we would be meeting on the 27th of August.
Will you have time then to get anything on the ballot?
No, we've missed all the dates for this cycle. Our goal was to loop back around and make it for the 2011, which will have a number of council members on. We will have other positions on, and so we think it's a attention enough garnering election that it would make sense to put it on here.
That would be for the primary in August of 11th?
Of 11, that's our goal. So we've got a lot out in front of us, so we're studying a year in advance though to do the legwork, and we should see a couple of the first suggestions come to the table, and that was one of the bundles.
One of the reasons that I'm asking about that is I think that there are several special events around the city directed toward overtime pay for police officers, and maybe firefighters too, I'm not sure. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is that I think we should not be needing to go to special events to fund the police department. I think that ought to come from designated income tax increases or something. I don't like this. You gotta wait for people to donate $1 to get some extra help and extra money. And then a question, I guess, for you, Captain. Is there anything that shows a relationship between alcohol and crime. How is the use or abuse of alcohol connected to different kinds of crime?
And, you know, it's a good question for, we've been working with Michigan State University research teams, criminal justice program, on crime in general. We currently have a peace program that they're helping us do some research on, and we're targeting, you know, certain crime in certain areas, and we're asking, you know, Michigan State University to do some research. Why does crime occur in this particular area, this particular group, who are committing the crimes? I think historically when you say, does alcohol affect crime, and I think you would say yes, let alone drunk driving. When we have bars that are open and people are consuming alcohol, I think you increase the risk of fights. Tempers get a little bit more touchy when people have consumed too much alcohol. There's nothing, you know, it's the consumption of how much alcohol they consume is what makes their judgment very poor. And I think drunk driving, fights can be contributed to alcohol in itself. But to say that alcohol affects all the crimes, I don't think the research has been proven that that's the case. But alcohol certainly has been proven to impair your judgment. And so I do think you do have some crime that is related to alcohol, without a doubt.
And we could probably, once you get some of the data in from your work with MSU, we could probably start to share some of that information with folks. As Claude relates to his question.
And,
Excuse me.
no, and I think that, you know, we're very fortunate because we have Michigan State University in our backyard, and they're highly renowned for their criminal justice program throughout the nation. And it's those type of relationships that we look to develop and continue to develop, that they can provide us a little different piece of puzzle when it comes to combating crime and why crime is occurring in certain areas. And it's an important tool for us as we move forward.
Part of the reason that I asked the question relates back to what I understand is now I don't know if it's wine only or wine and alcohol or beer and wine or whatever the city